and it sounds like Amelise, and you turn to see a woman that appears to look similar to Amelise, though she is wearing dark forest garb, and she says, "I may be able to help her." And that's where we're going to pick up. Anyone want to talk about anything before we jump into roleplay?
I don't think so, unless anybody has some beliefs to change.
I put my current beliefs in the chat if you guys care to look.
In the chat.
Well,
Oh, right.
In the Forge, yeah.
Forge chat.
I think mine are still fine.
Yeah, everyone's looks pretty good.
I feel like mine weren't that relevant, but they're about to be.
Right.
I think the only thing I changed was I took Cleanse the Grove of its taint out of my first belief. That's the only thing that's changed. Because fuck this place, I want my shit and I want to leave.
All right. So you turn, and you see this woman who bears a striking resemblance to Amelise and offers aid for Gwenmira.
Where's Gwenmira?
Gwenmira's on the ground.
Or?
Yep, she's on the ground. You laid her on some, a little bedding pad that she carried with her, and she is almost, when you touch her, it's almost like rigor mortis has set in, but you see a light rise and fall of her chest, though she appears completely immobilized otherwise. The woman doesn't move. She stands at the edge of a tree, which bears a striking resemblance to the satyrs, which have been seemingly stalking you through the forest for the past day. You've seen glints of their eyes in the darkness of the wood, but they have not yet approached in any way. She bears a small dagger at her hip and a whip on her belt.
Is that what Amelise would be wearing?
No,
or?
Amelise only ever carried the scythe and wore like flowing golden robes and white robes most of the time.
And is there any sort of skill to kind of gauge our feel for her, or is that just role play?
Aura reading.
Yeah. You'd be kind
I
of...
just feel like
It's not really like an insight. I mean, you could probably do like a base perception roll to try and, glean something, but it would have a failure consequence if you're willing to risk that.
Yeah, I just feel like if with my background of like games of chance and gambling, and I feel like I should. That would be my first go. Basically, would be trying to get a read on this situation, on this lady.
I would say you could open roll a beginner's luck on aura reading, but that's up to you if you think it makes sense roleplay wise for Ivo to have that ability. Aura readers
think it does make
decipher gossamer veils of emotion, deception, clarity, and purpose. Literally ability to see auras. I mean, it could be that the grove is affecting you in a way that you begin to have this kind of sixth sense if you wanted to.
I don't look at it as something supernatural. I just think, if you're like a gambler, you have a good read on people. Is aura reading more like supernatural of a vibe?
Yeah.
So what would be like the non-supernatural, just a perception roll?
Observation
is a good suggestion.
Yeah, observation is seeing the hidden in a moment.
Perception, I think you're right. Perception is meant more for physical
Oh, I assumed observation would be. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with whatever. I just want to try to figure out if I can get a read on her. So you tell me what you want me to roll. I'm happy to do whatever.
I think we've been using observation in a very specific way of like seeking hidden things, which is kind of how the book describes it. So I think I would rather do this sounds to like a perception test for me, but because perception tests are so powerful, if you fail, Gwynmira. No. Let's say if you fail.
Okay.
So I'm looking through my notes for things that can and will happen. If you fail, the Rakshasha that Loop summoned many moons ago now will make an appearance, and this woman will become hostile towards you.
Well, she might already be, so. Okay. I don't give a shit. This is what I would do, so. Be damned.
I'm thinking for obstacle ob 3.
Okay.
I think base stat rolls you can't fork into. We haven't done a base stat in a while. I forget. It has weird.
It doesn't give me that option, but it does allow me to click accept help, which is interesting.
You can't fork skills into stats, but you can share stats.
You can also link test, but I don't think there's a relevant link test right now. That's up to you guys.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
know.
does it narratively even make sense to get help on this? Like, to me, it maybe doesn't make sense, even though it would be nice.
You don't have to accept help. Also.
No, yeah, I mean, and no one's technically either, but like narratively, I'm just saying, like in this moment, the idea of how do you help, if that makes sense.
I agree. It's a very quick thing. You're like off the cuff, making a judgment call on this person. It's not like you're discussing it. So yeah, let's let's see what happens.
I've got 6 perception, so I feel like, not bad about it.
Wow.
Hey, there we go.
Every single dice. That's kind of crazy.
If I blow out the 6s, do I get even better of a read on her?
No.
Damn. Okay. Weird. It doesn't. I just feel like this sheet is super murky.
I mean that.
Okay.
From a metagame perspective, that could still be worth it, because if you can get an epiphany on perception, like that'd be crazy. So it could be worth putting a fate into, just because you don't get to roll it very often. But it won't get you any extra information. But if you have a lot of extra fate, you kind of might as well, because you need like 30 fate to gray shade it.
Yeah, that'll never happen. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I went ahead and spent it. Let's see if the sheet keeps it where it is, though. Okay. Well, what now?
Now I try to figure out why my music isn't playing. Oops. There we go. She seems... Firstly, I guess I should say, you're actually stricken by the resemblance to Amelise. Like, if you didn't know any better, you would think you're talking to a dead woman. She appears very alive, however, other than being quite pale. And she has her hand on her dagger, kind of casually, but seems ready to defend herself. has a bit of a grim look, but you get the sense that she isn't dangerous, at least not as such, and seems genuine in her offer to maybe know a way of helping.
All right, that's what I was looking for. Okay, so I'll look to the rest of the group and just sort of nod and see how they react, but like kind of, I don't know. I mean, at this point in our relationship, you all may even have a sense to like see if I've kind of got a read on people, because I do think this is something that, again, as like a gambler, he would probably be good at. But I try to communicate without words, just this idea that like I think it's okay.
Kind of give a head nod.
Mm-hmm. And if I think they pick up on that, I go ahead and just wave her over, and we would appreciate any help. She isn't in good shape. Please take care of her.
The woman steps forward fairly casually, walks past you, kind of makes eye contact with all of you as she approaches, and doesn't walk in between any of you, stays kind of on the outside of your group and approaches the other side of Gwynmera. And she bends down, kind of examines her a little bit, opens up her eyelids, looks into her mouth, grabs a stick off the ground and like uses it as a tongue compressor, runs her fingers all along Gwynmera's lips and teeth, and then like pulls out her hand and looks at her finger and then licks her finger. Starts kind of moving her clothes about and looking around. I feared as much. And she like rolls down Gwynmera's shoulder pad off her like traveling blouse, and you see there's this thick bite mark deep in her neck. How many days have you been in the Grove?
Do we even know? I mean, 3, 4? Is it like are weaves? Say again.
I think it's been about 3 days.
Okay. Does Lenora say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And how long has she been like this?
Most of the time, it feels like she's just gradually been declining. We're trying to get what we need and get out of here so we can tend to her, but if you can help, we would gladly take it.
Well, there is but one cure for this. And she pulls out her dagger and kind of grabs Gwynmera's hair and tilts her chin up and back and goes to put the dagger to her throat as if she's going to slash her across the neck.
I mean, what are you doing to me, Reed?
This must be done.
Well, I guess I would stop her, I guess.
It is already too late.
Jesus.
Before you shed her blood,
Maybe explain what's too late?
tell us what this ailment is.
She's become as death, but not dead. There are spirits which haunt this grove. They have claimed her.
All right.
Well,
Wait, did she say the spirits have? Is they
There's-
claimed her, or
Yeah. In that moment, Gwynmera's eyes burst open and she gasps for breath and pushes the woman away from her, and the woman goes tumbling back and like rolls heel over head backwards 3 times as if Gwynmera had this unnatural strength, and she leaps up, waves about frantically, and like hisses at you, Ivo, and bares her teeth at you, and you see that she now has these like sharp fangs. And then she rushes into the forest. Stop her!
No,
We
that-
must kill her!
Destroyed. Yeah. Go ahead.
We should chase her. We should chase her down. Perhaps Asher's powers can heal her. Let's catch her.
Yeah, I'll start running after him.
Okay. Well, now this calls for an observation roll. Who's leading the charge?
I'm super slow. You don't want me leading anything. Oh, you
Next-
said you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I suppose I'll lead the charge.
Yeah, you have high speed as an elf, too. All right, so you can give us an observation roll. Whoever is anyone not pursuing, and you had set up camp, basically, and the woman also does not pursue, like immediately after yelling at you to chase her. She kind of seems to hover a minute.
I'm not pursuing, but that's because I also assume I'm not there currently.
No, we're gonna
So-
switch to you in just a second.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll pursue. I don't really. I don't know. I don't get where this is going, but I guess that's the point.
They turned your charge into a vampire, and now we gotta kill it, or something.
I'm not gonna kill her. I'm gonna save her.
Oh, we're not. Okay, that's good to know.
So this is a versus test, so I'm gonna let you roll first. So you have
It's a
two
speed
help.
test or what? What's the test?
Observation. He's giving
Am
chase and
I
trying to
rolling
spot
it?
her as she tries to hide and flee.
You're rolling. You're gonna roll your perception if you don't have observation.
I do have observation.
You're learning observation.
Yes, I'm learning it. Yeah.
So you get two helping dice from me. And Ivo, are you helping?
What exactly is happening? Like, what? I thought we were chasing her. Why do we need observation?
To spot
she's
her.
run
To
off.
spot her. So it's not physically catching her. It's like, do we see her? And then if we see her, we catch her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm helping. I've got observation, and I feel like that would be more likely to help than my stubby legs.
Okay. So Dakath leading, so you give us the observation roll, and everyone helping will get an observation test as well.
So is that
You know what? Let's go ahead and
3
I'll
bonus
set your
dice?
ob because it's a versus. It doesn't really matter which order. Ah. Also, this is official stat blocks, just so you know. I didn't just create these.
That's ominous.
Is that like,
It's gonna be
I didn't
obvious.
screw you over, Luke Crane did?
All right, you're
Okay,
obvious five.
so we need to get 10 successes. Dakath.
Really?
Yeah.
Also, if you
Really?
fail, you will become lost in the woods and not be able to find the same trail.
Wait, what was the ob? Like, what?
Okay. Oh, because I'm learning it. It's double op. Got it. Okay.
So
do I
maybe-
get my sight dive?
You know, since you're all in a group, if you want to metagame it and have someone who has observation make the roll, that is allowable because you're all working together to try and
Yes.
find her.
That would be lovely.
Well, we can't help them, so it's the same thing.
But if someone has it, it's not double obstacle if someone's already got
Right.
observation. I mean, I just haven't looked at your stats, but
I mean, I have observation. Does anyone else?
well,
Nope. It's on you.
it makes sense. You know, it makes the most sense for Ivo to do it anyways. So yeah, so you can roll observation with, what was it, 2 help from. Oh, you have that high of perception? Wow.
Who does?
Lenora? Is that why it's +2? You're at 5 perception?
Yeah.
So you'll have
So I
three,
get-
3 helping dice.
Okay. And what's the ob?
The ob is 5,
5.
and if you fail, you will become lost in the woods and not be able to find the same path. You're allowed to back down from rolls if you don't like the failure.
I don't really care. Can I fork
Perfect.
survival in, or am I like preemptively ready for getting lost?
No, I think survival would make sense because you're like trying to track her.
Okay. Yeah, that's the only. Yeah. All right. So I've got. I guess I just have to hope for some 6s. Fuck it. God damn it. Not even close in those 6s. Ah, gee.
Are you actually were?
How does that count? How does that count as routine?
It was what, 7 dice against 5? That's why. You can reroll it with your deeds if you still have it.
It's actually 8 dice. Yeah.
No, we used it to kill baddies. Or maybe not. You still have
I
it.
still have my deeds. So what does deeds allow me to do?
Reroll all your failures.
Yeah, you just pick up your failed dice and you reroll them. I don't know. It's up to you.
Yeah, might as well.
Done. Success.
Look at that. Put a deed.
I'm trying to play my belief.
Yeah.
Keeping Gwenmira safe is not really. I feel like it's already been broken, but you know, might as well.
I can cure
Might as
her.
well try to believe I can help.
You know, we also realized, I totally forgot, is there would have been a penalty for the light, but you have accustomed to the dark, which negates that. But it's character traits that get you Artha, so it doesn't matter. So you are moving through, running after Jackath, who just took off into the woods after her. And you come to a clearing where you find her just standing and just staring up at the moon. And this is maybe like the largest clearing you've actually seen yet in the forest that you've been traveling through. And as she has her back to you, standing and staring up at the moon beaming down, you hear a great roar echo from the forest all around you. And she turns to you and she says, "It's coming." And nothing seems to happen, and the forest is still, and there's a tweeting of bird song, but it sounds backwards and off key. The woman is nowhere to be
is it?
found. The beast of Anti.
What is it?
It must be slain. I know this.
Will that heal you?
I do not know if I can be healed. But I know that I belong here. We must get to the heart. She is already there.
Who is she?
The agent of Anti. this is her foul summoning. It comes. And then you hear this just crashing of tree and just breaking, cracking limb. And emerging from the forest near to you, you see this creature, which appears to be formed of wood and bark, but is the size and shape of a dragon, with a massive head 3 times your size and body to match, and it just crushes trees as it moves through and closer to you and emerges into this open space you find yourself in. And it roars with mighty fury and has an unholy aura about it.
Okay, I have no idea what the heck is going on. So what do you guys want to do? Or do you want to cut to loop here while we figure it out of character?
Yeah, let's cut
That sounds
to
like a
loop.
good time to cut away.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, can I pause though? And quick recap. Like, she implied that killing the beast of the grove might save her, and this theoretically is the beast of the grove. But then she said something about going to the center of the grove. Like,
She said she
don't
doesn't
know.
know if she
I
can
guess
be
I-
saved.
so
Is
what?
this the beast that was summoned by possibly the elf, the evil elf that is at the heart of the grove?
Yeah, she said the agent of Anti
That's
summoned
what my-
this.
That's my interpretation of what's going on.
Okay, I'm just this stuff just turns me around. Okay, cool. Thank
But
you.
like, it's another like ginormous thingamajig that we don't have the power to fight. So I don't know what you guys want to do.
I think it's a
Well, yeah, let's pause and while
Yeah.
Lucas
take some time to think about it.
comes back in.
Loop is wandering, stumbling, tripping, tearing his cloak, jingling and jangling, I imagine, with all of his belongings. He has had an encounter with satyrs and escaped, and has no idea where he is.
I literally turn around. They're just gone. They're just gone. Well, of course they abandoned me. Everyone abandons me. It's just happens every time. He grips his axe tightly, like, yeah, but I got you, Lucky. You and me forever. Let's go. We're looking for a scythe. Why do they keep a scythe in a forest? Because everyone's dumb. Okay, I'm gonna go this way. It seems rightish.
Loop is going insane. Would you wish to roll navigation or orienteering?
What am I trying to do? What am I trying to do?
Orientation is using a compass, kind of specifically. Let's see what navigation wants.
So I look up and it's night out?
It appears to be night. The moon shines down in various places, but it is very dark otherwise.
I do not see stars, do I?
You see no stars.
Okay.
I really like navigation.
I mean, I could dead reckon.
Navigation really is meant more for water, so I think this is an orienteering. What's dead reckon?
Sorry. Dead reckoning is an old sailing term where you would not know where you're going to go, but know the distance you've traveled and plot that on with the direction you traveled, and just guess to where you're going to be. I don't think I'm gonna do that. You know what I think I'm gonna do?
An
I'm
orienteering
gonna
would be ob 4 unknown.
Cool.
Unknown. Okay, oh my god, I can't talk. In unfamiliar land at night, ob 4, which because of your lost trait is actually ob 5, or excuse me, ob 8.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, is that something you're interested in pursuing?
No, I'm gonna light a fire with the torch that I have and my axe and my one-handed axe. I think I have a one-handed axe. Is it one-handed?
Chop some wood easily.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna light a fire and then wait for someone to come to me, because that worked out last time.
Oh god.
And I'm gonna make a magic circle and be like, "Yo, evil spirits, you're on the outside, but you can come talk." Like, I'm gonna light a fire, gonna make a nice campsite, gonna chill out and see who comes.
Do you have fire building skill?
No.
Okay, so campfire is ob 1.
Yep.
So you'll have an ob 2 attempting to open.
Mm-hmm.
Perception base. Skill type 4.
Mm-hmm.
If
Yep.
you fail...
Yeah,
If you fail... you will be chased by a band of satyrs.
Uh-oh.
I mean, that's already happened to me. That's not a threat.
You know they're
Come
still
on.
after you,
Okay,
but you haven't seen them for a while.
The sheet automatically doubles it, so you can put it back to 1.
Oh, that's right. Perfect.
Yep. Alright. Make new skill. It's fire building, it's forester, and then do this. Building. It's like learning. Does require tools. I have the tools though. I'm like, okay. Where is fire building on here? It's right here. Add no tool penalty? No. Expendable tool? No. Bonus dice? No. How many? Can I get an advantage dice for having a really nice axe and like being partly fire? I am technically kind of fire.
That actually is a good argument about you got burned by a fire spirit, you got marked by it, so I will give you an advantage dice.
Thank you very much. 1 advantage dice and let's say 1 persona. Why not? I don't have help. I don't have tool penalty. Expend tool can't. No. Let's roll these bones. Yeah, of course. Of course I rolled that well with this. Why would I not? Alright, did that go correctly to my perception? It did. Don't have fate. Whatever. I make a bitchin' fire.
You huddle near it, and it warms you and comforts you in this dark, foreboding place. But the light also plays odd tricks on your mind. The shadows seem to make the trees look even more alive and more demonically infused. Their scraggly branches are horn-like and fang-like, and gaping holes appear as eyes staring at you, flickering in the fire.
Okay.
You sit for what feels like many long hours, while beasts and bird move oddly about. You hear them, but you don't see them.
While I'm sitting, I'm gonna be making a summoning circle.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Give us a cercination test, I guess.
Sure.
What do you want to? What kind do you want to draw?
It's either gonna be a spirit binding one, which is probably the right choice, or I can summon a ghost. I got the big thing that makes me summon ghosts now, so I don't know. Could summon a ghost, guys. I think ghost is the right choice, though. That's the weird thing. I think ghost is the right choice. I'm going to.
Yeah, what are you looking for from it? What's your...
I want a guide to this forest.
So that would be a physical service.
Yeah, but I think I can get a guide from a spirit binding roll better. So I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to try to get a wise from the spirits of the lost and forgotten forest. And that's going to be a thing I'm going to do. So the spirits are wise is what I'm doing. And then I actually have to find where that is.
If the exponent is equal to the spirit's strength, the wise counts as open-ended when tested. It may be advanced, however the duration elapses, the entire... When the duration elapses, the entire skill disappears, including any advancements made. That's fascinating.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And it's only going to be viable while I'm in the domain, aka while I'm lost. So this is entirely temporary. I think I'm going to do a cercination of 4 for summoning, and the strength. I think the strength is going to be like.
It's a 3 strength. Reveal information.
No, the spirits are wise.
Yeah, it just says the exponent is equal to the spirit's strength, and the spirit's strength would be 3 because you're trying to get reveal information.
Is that what it means? Yeah, whatever.
That's
I'm gonna fork it into shit. I don't care.
Codex right now.
Okie dokie. Yeah, I'm gonna do a cercination of 4. I have toolkit. It's a cool toolkit. I have geometric. That's a trait that allows me to do good at drawing geometry and doing math. Literally all it does. Cool. Toolkit, geometric. I think that's it. No accounting. Symbology. Yeah, I'll roll that. Was this 4? I'm trying to go to obstacle 4, so could you set that?
Wasn't it? Oh, no, 3.
No, for the cercination test.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, apologies. This is always a whole thing. I'm forking in symbology, and that's right. Of course, write and read. Not read, but write. And astrology, because why not? Add no toolkit, no. Geometric, yes. Remove the 1 from there, so that works. Yeah, I'll roll this. How many dice am I rolling? I'm not accepting help.
So,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I'm
rolling double. I'll roll
if
this.
you fail, white lightning is going to just begin striking the ground through the trees around you.
Cool. Philosophy? Spirit bite? No, I'm rolling. Just roll. You'll be fine.
Barely.
Barely
made it.
Yeah, barely. I literally lost one for some reason because of the dice. Did you see that? It went from a 4 to a 3. That was cool. All right. And then spirit binding. Let's see. I got bonus dice of 4 because that's how I roll. Not observation, not anatomy, merchant wise. Philosophy, astrology always, and
Successful. The cercination obstacle equals advantage dice for the test. Wow, that's
yep,
crazy.
it's very good.
One obstacle.
4.
Oh, so this is a 4-hour process for you, and your fire is just barely remaining lit.
I'm throwing. I'm gonna bind the shadows, and it's gonna be partial domain. So make it obstacle 4 actually.
Okay.
Should I make it obstacle 4? Yeah, it's basically I have a wise for everything in the forest. It's the shadows of the forest wise. The inhabitants of the forest? Whatever. The shadows. I'm binding shadows in this shadowy forest, and that's what the fire is helping me with.
Totally. That makes sense.
Yep. Okay. 4. Astrology, read, observation, history, no accounting. And I'm rolling these bones. My failure consequence is, besides the normal spirit bind failure consequence, anything cool in there?
If you fail the actual, so it's kind of cool how you just create a wise. So if you fail, the shadows will deceive you.
I love that.
For the
That sounds
entirety of
fun.
your stay in the forest, basically.
Cool. I'm spending a persona as well. Rolling these bones. 5. I don't have a fate. I definitely needed all those dice. Cool. I just get a wise, guys. That's cool. And then I'm gonna relit my fire and just think for a while.
So during this whole process, you draw your circle. Do you sit in it when you perform the summoning?
Yeah.
While you're doing so, after some time, you just realize the shadows are taking a very specific form and kind of creating a path of sorts through the trees. And it becomes very dark outside of this path, and you can tell the shadow. It almost as if the trees are moving with the shadows to move their shadows to guide you. And as you look along this path, slowly merging into your light is a woman. She wears a black shawl, has long silver flowing hair, a dark cloak wrapped tightly around her, and she has a black stunted stick of wood helping to prop her up as she hobbles towards you. And she has ragged, wrinkled cheeks. This old woman. And she slowly enters the glow of your firelight and glances up to you. I thought I smelled some ember. It's very refreshing. I haven't had fire in some time. May I join you?
Please sit. Bring a bit of warmth and your safety to the fire.
It is unique, isn't it, this flame? Nothing like the warmth of Auntie, but it does its job, I suppose, in dark times. Do you follow the great goddess? Is that why you're here, seeking her moon and her light?
I do follow the great goddess, and I do seek her light and her warmth, yes.
A kindred spirit, this.
Yes.
I'm glad I found your path. This fire, it is warm, but well, it doesn't last, does it? The embers slowly burning out before you.
That's why it must be continually renewed, as he throws another log on the fire.
So you would sacrifice the living for this flame here, then?
Would I sacrifice the living for the fire? Isn't it the duty of the living to keep hope alive?
It is our duty to preserve life. The
Isn't our
flame
duty
does
to
nothing
preserve?
but eat it. It is destructive, destroys all in its path. It cares not for whom.
Flame doesn't care, but should it care? Should you want the world to care about you?
There are not
Isn't
many
that just
mortals.
hubris?
There are not many mortals who would have such ideas. I sense an air about you, and I can feel your mark. Do you speak with spirits? You speak
do.
as though you do. Then I understand your bond with the flame. Do you know the history of these primal beings?
No.
True history.
The true history? Oh. To assume you know the true history is the height of hubris.
At this point, she has been just kind of lovingly holding her staff, and she sets it down and pulls her hood back and kind of shakes her hair out, and you see she has these long pointed ears. I have seen the truth. I was there. I was there when the powers became what they are and this world was forged.
That is a bold claim. It's lovely that I even believe it.
You must be
So
careful,
tell me.
for the retribution of the spirits is mighty. It cares not
I
for
am-
whom either, as the fire does.
No. No, it doesn't.
Is that why you've come seeking Auntie? To get her blessing and free yourself from their bond and their control?
No. I did not come seeking Auntie.
Oh. Then you find yourself in a
Yes.
fearful place. Lost.
I am always lost. It has become part of me. But I find new people when I'm lost. Hello. I am Loop. He holds out his hand.
My name is Laureen.
Hello, Lorraine.
And she takes your hand a little awkwardly, as if she doesn't fully understand why you're holding it out, and you see emblazoned on her wrist the mark of Auntie, and it just burns with this purple black fire. And it appears as if it's a brand or a tattoo, but not, as if it's part of the skin, but not. And she pulls her hand away after a moment and picks her rod back up and kind of sets it back in her lap and holds tightly onto it. Perhaps you are lost and now found, and Auntie has brought you here to free you from this force that holds you. You are claimed by them. Don't you see? That is all they wish to do, is claim life for their own and destroy it all. They care not for grievance or even even form. They might aid you, they might destroy you, as they aim to destroy the gods. We are here to prevent that, don't you see?
You claim something. You say something wants to claim me, and you have a mark on your wrist. You say that something wishes me dead, and yet has kept me alive. You say I worship death, and yet I feed people and make home. Here, please eat some of my food, and be joyful. Because my fire is warm. For now, at least.
I have found joy. It is pure and true. The stars fall, reflecting it. You can see it in the sky, and in the moon, and in this place. Auntie brings this joy. She is the one that freed us from the primal force, from their obstruction of our growth, from their slavery.
Okay. I think you just changed one slave master for another. So tell me of this forest. You seem to move through it with ease.
Have you not had ease traveling the paths?
I am lost. I have not had ease.
What is it you came here seeking, then? How did you even become lost in this place? You must have traveled over the Outlands.
We did. I became separated from my group when they took a left turn and I didn't notice, and I took a right. I'm seeking a holy object of Asher. It is known as the Scythe. It is...
You seek the Scythe of Asher? Here?
Yes. Yes.
The spirits must be guiding you on some strange path, if you follow them so lustfully and so blindly.
Very true. But I think it's here.
Well, I have been to the heart of the forest, and the Scythe, no. Not in this place.
Well, can you take me?
Maybe. I have walked long. May we rest a bit longer by this fire?
Surely. Be sure to eat some.
I have eaten already, thank you. I'll be fine.
You know, one of the weird things that I've noticed in this place? Things don't eat other things. Everything is in some state of decay.
Yes, this place exists for that sole purpose. This is where the darkness of Asher gathers. It is why her fire has spread so far for so long. She hides her darkness away from out of sight, away from prying eyes. Blinds those with her holy flame. No. Asher is a false prophet. There is no Asher. Not anymore. Her remnant remains here now in her darkness.
Your remnant remains here? Can you show it to me?
This is it. You see it now. The grove itself. It grew and grew until it could grow no more.
Okay.
Asher was a bastardization of the powers. She was the enslaver of the spirits of the world, and patron of man in all its brutality. And in her golden light blazed to ashes all who would not praise her. What kind of love is that? What kind of God does that? Auntie is of the elves and the dwarves, the goblinoid and the troll, beauty and beast alike. She's inheritor of the stars, the cool breeze and the blazing heat, and the foundation of Antiphon Union. She is the sea and the plain, the wild and the deep, the herder of worm and the caller of white fire.
Well, Asher is the warmth in my heart and the hope in my back. And sometimes that's enough.
I do not believe you, sir. You are claimed by the spirits, by the great powers. It is they who hold your heart. But I will take you to the heart of the grove if you wish.
Well, thank you. What can I do in exchange for this?
As you say that, there's this massive, resounding roar echoing all around you. And she kind of looks off in the distance and listens with her head kind of tilted, and she says, I am in need of no compensation, but there are intruders. We must hurry. And we
Let us go to them.
switch back.
Hey, I found her.
We stand in an open clearing, surrounded by gnarled, demonic-looking trees and a great wood-hide dragon emerges from the forest before you. When Mira stands a few feet away from you, Ivo, you're both about 100 feet from the beast, while Lenora and Dakath run out and see the scene behind you unfolding. And a few moments later, the woman also emerges, having followed. And she utters a curse in some tongue you don't recognize, some foreign language. I guess Dakath, I'm sorry, you would recognize it, that she basically says fuck in Elvish.
About the dragon or us?
The dragon. And she says, we must
I'll
flee.
look back at her and say, fuck indeed. Yeah.
We cannot defeat this foe. And she like takes a step. She like quickly paces forward and tries to grab Gwynmira by the arm and like pull her away. What do you do?
I'll yell to her in Elven that one is infected with something and may try and harm her.
I
She knows.
I shouldn't have been clearer. This is the woman who spoke and followed
This
you.
is Amelie's.
Oh,
The
oh,
Amelie's
okay,
likeness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, she spoke in Elven?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well. Then I kind of look at her sideways. And yeah, I agree. Let's run.
Gwynmira is like trying to fight her off and shake her off and say, no, we must get past it. I need to get to the heart.
Then we will go around. This is not a fight. This would be a slaughter.
She looks to you and to Ivo and seems
Yeah,
like
can
she
we-
can't pull herself away. No, you have to
Can
go
we
this way.
evade it and get to the heart? That's where we need to go.
The woman says, the only path to the heart is that way. We will not be able to get through the gnarled root around it. Why must you go there? No, we must flee.
I'll say in Elvish that we must find the an elven lore master and the Scythe of Asher.
She responds in Elvish. The lore master is the one who summoned this beast. Only she can unsummon it. Unless you think you can slay such a thing. Golden Axe Faust steps up and like puts his hand on your shoulder, Dakath, and says, I will stand alongside you against the beast.
God, fuck.
This is foolish. We cannot fight such a thing.
I know, instinct number one. I've been trying to rationalize it as just not a rational fight. But instinct number one for me still
Never back down from a fight.
never hide from a fight, yeah.
He looks to you, Lenore, and says, Asher will prevail. Asher will show us the way. And he draws his axe.
Oh, a bad idea.
I know, but I want to do it anyways.
The beast
Oh.
roars and begins to lurch
Ivo, what do you
forward towards you.
Ivo, what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I'm fine just fighting it. I mean, why not?
Yeah, fuck it. That's what we've been doing anyways. So I'll tell everyone to cover their ears.
I don't think it works that way.
No.
We've established. But we do it anyway.
Yeah, okay.
It's pretty far away from you, and so it's gonna be at least like 10 hesitation rounds before it is engaged with you.
Okay. So that gives my allies an opportunity to unhesitate,
Mm-hmm.
but also doesn't give us the potential to make it hesitate. I think it's probably better just to have all the allies.
You could also like charge towards it and be out of range of them and take it head on to
and
sing.
start singing then.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Do you have a character trait that supports that? Not really.
Unless I could spin it as paranoid. Which I don't think I can.
I mean, honestly, fealty to Amelise is being a dead NPC is like really hard to get use out of that, but I think it, spiritually implies just your devotion to finding the scythe, your devotion to restoring Asher. The only way to do that in your mind is to get to the grove, which means going through this beast.
Sure.
And so fealty to Amalus, I think, kind of applies. So you could even reword that if you wanted to, that character trait. I'm just
Yeah, I think it was originally from the character burner fealty to the Ethark.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, fealty to Asher might just make the most sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Anyway.
How many? What do I want to set the ob to?
Yeah, that is the question. How powerful do you want to be?
Let's see, so I'm rolling 6 dice. And I have Fate and Persona. Persona would let me add a die, right?
Yeah, and you can use up to 3.
Oy. So that's also the one that I can spend to keep myself from dying, right?
Yeah. You need 1 persona to prevent death.
So I might just hold that. I'm gonna go for Ob 3. For the preternatural balance. Sorry, do you get everything above that Ob?
No.
No. So I wouldn't get open-ended sword dice if I did that.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I don't think you do, but I would be really curious to see just how powerful it makes you. But I think it's like too powerful to get every bonus with. But I don't know. Like, I'd have to.
I can bless you, which would give you +1 dice to your sword skill.
Yeah, that would certainly be great. What page are spell songs on? I guess I can look. Table of contents.
Would that change what kind of sword magic you would do?
I think the biggest thing that I'm trying to look up is do I get all of the things from above the ob that I
Because it says you have to choose the blade blessing. So then I think that makes it very
implies
specific.
one. Yep.
okay. Then I think open-ended sword dice. Well, I guess I can reroll with fate, and that.
Open-ended sword dice to me are more powerful than having a plus 1d.
Yeah. Which is part of what makes me curious if it adds.
But probably math-wise, I don't know. Math-wise, having an extra dice probably helps a lot. Having VA probably helps a lot.
What is VA again?
Versus
Versus
armor.
Oh, yeah. Which I have one to begin with.
So, Lenora falls to her knees,
Where the hell?
calls to Blessed Mother Asher to guide Dakath's blade. And that is an Ob 3 faith test, but you have to tell me what the consequences of failure are.
If you fail to bless the blade, everyone will have to make a steel roll, a steel test.
Okay. So I think I get one bonus die from the fact that Foss and Dakath are faithful, right?
I don't think between two of them, their will's not high enough. Their average will doesn't have to be like 20 plus.
Are any of the others any of the others faithful?
Nope.
All right. Well, let's give it a shot.
Believe in yourself.
Dice rolled.
Yeah, I saw the dice roll.
Yeah,
I
I saw
only
the dice roll.
I see a 4 and a 6
And I
and
see
a 1.
5. I see 4, 5, and 6. So you got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's stuck on my other screen and not on my other screen. So weird and annoying.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
You have plus 1d to your sword.
Sick.
I'm assuming that's what you wanted because that's what you got.
Yeah. I'm still a little torn. I think I'm gonna add a persona die. Well, no, I want to save that for not dying. And it's open, 6 dice. I'm just gonna go for the obtuse. Could have got the 4, but it's not worth it. Okay, so open-ended sword dice. Things already clicked. That's great. Yeah, and it's starting to sing while I'm running at the thing. Very anime. So does it gotta make a check?
So you rush in to meet it head on, out of the reach of everyone, and you start singing, and your sword begins to glow. And I will... Where is steel? There we go. It didn't show up, did it? Wow, it's so weird. It does this. I see a lot of successes. It is unfazed by
I saw like 5 successes, yeah.
Yeah, is unfazed by your wonderment, and it roars to meet you. And as it opens its mouth and gazes at you, this black kind of smog seeps out of it and fills the space in front of it in kind of like a large cone, and it just seems to like sit on the ground like tar. What is everyone else doing?
So it sprayed tar all over the ground in front of it.
Yep, and Dakath is like running towards it, so you could stop Dakath as you like approach this sticky looking substance all around the ground in like patches between you and the creature.
Can I trigger my instinct and get between Dakath and the tar?
Yeah, that's a great idea. You can just narrate if you all want to like just... You can kind of like even talk in character to make plans, because this is just meant to be kind of like a tactical fight. And so I'll react to what you do to try and destroy it.
Yeah, I mean, I think Dakath would probably be surprised that somehow I'm like right in front of him all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just sort of like zip, you know, like a weird cartoon vibe. He would probably look up at Dakath and say, "Go around the tar. I'll be right in front of you." Is there a path?
To get around the tar?
Like, yeah, just kind of flank the dragon.
Yeah, it'll
and
just take
avoid the
like
tar?
it'll take some time to run, you know, to circumvent it. You can also try to like move through the tar, or try to like jump to various points. Like the tar isn't just like, it's not like a big pool in front of you. It's like patches that you could try to avoid, but it appears to be just like sludge almost that's like moving and like kind of expanding and shrinking all at the same time, and it appears to almost be alive in some way, maybe just the way it moves. anybody want to do anything?
Lenora raises up from her prayer, and since she always has a crossbow at the ready, she just lets off a shot.
Okay, perfect.
Sure wish that was still my instinct.
And you just have to tell me if I'm at optimal or extreme range.
Yeah, you'd be at extreme. You didn't run in.
Cool.
Which is still probably safer
do-
for you.
Let's do some bow stuff.
I think it's ob 2. Oh no, extreme is ob 3.
No, it adds 3 dice. Gives me 3 bonus dice. So it's an ob 2 test on 5 dice.
Two. Okay, let's see how many successes you can get.
I didn't get any.
Oh no. You got 1, 4. So close. Well, you're standing in front of Dakath out of nowhere, protecting him, and both of you notice, and he tells you to run, I guess, and both of you notice this crossbow bolt just like fly through the air past you, and it just bounces off of the creature's plate, like right off of its chest, like it was nothing.
But
I'm just
so advances.
killing time until Loop comes in with some fire shit. just stall here.
The creature will lurch forward again, and it reaches out to... Well, actually, I guess we should just go into a fight, huh?
I like fighting against dragons, especially when I'm not there to fight against dragons.
All right. God, there's way too many people. I don't even know if I want to do a fight. You want to keep a narrative
Should we
still?
do a bloody versus test?
No, it's definitely more epic than that, but I think we can just keep it as narrative as possible. So, Dakath, you ran forward and sang, and then it belched its dragon breath, and so you get to go again. Ivo is suddenly in front of you. What is your next move against this thing?
I'm kind of trying to dart and bob and weave through the tar to close distance.
Okay. Do you have a skill that supports that?
Um,
Not particularly.
Sword?
Seems like an attribute roll. Let's see. Roll agility.
Well, could I cut through tar that tries to get in my way?
No, you're gonna have to.
No. Okay.
If you fail the roll of agility to avoid the tar, you will touch the tar and it will cling to you and begin to cover your entire body.
And then you're melting again like you were the last time.
Tight. All right, agility.
Ob 3.
Do I get any bonus dice for being a badass?
I don't think so.
Fair. All right, let's do it.
You're already kind of a
That was
badass.
good. That was a good back and forth there.
Wow, barely made it. You barely got it. So you're leaping through the tar, and you get right up to this thing, and you're in its inner circle, kind of right outside where it bellowed, and you are about as large as one of its claws. Like one of its individual fingers on its massive dragon claw. You know that you could easily run up this thing and like get on top of it. Like it's
Oh, yeah,
huge.
that's the plan.
It is massive.
That's the plan.
So all right. I don't know if
Not
anyone
the
ever played
tacky,
Shadow of the
Legolas
Colossus,
shit.
but
Yeah, we're doing the Legolas, baby.
Oh no! Stop!
What else am I
Fall off.
supposed to do?
Fall off! Just make it a little more real.
it'll fall off.
Yeah, no, I'm fucked, but you know.
Ivo, you see Dakath make it up to this thing, and you really get the feel of the scale of the creature now as it towers over you. What do? Faust runs up next to you. Says, Lord Ivo, Asher will protect you.
So Dakath just bobbed and weaved through the tar.
Yep, you could do the same if you wanted, or you could.
I mean,
run.
my instinct should put me right in between him and the dragon. Every time Dakath is in danger, I'm in between him and danger.
You're Legolasing with me?
I was gonna say, and you have my knife? No. Yeah. I mean, I'm not. I guess I have to, because it's my instinct.
That's amazing. Okay, make an agility test. Unless you have a
I
skill.
have
that
to even
never
with my
saves
instinct.
you. What?
I don't have a skill now. I mean,
It's kind of what agility is like.
I have-
perfect for this, really. So
well, don't you think survival should come in? Okay. Just straight agility. All right.
Bob 3.
Oh, and I already used my deeds. No one can help, I assume. Does my armor mess with me at all on this?
It'll do it automatically if it does.
Oh, okay. I see. +1 ob. Where did that go?
Oh. Oh, I thought.
I'm gonna use a.
What?
I'm gonna use a fate though. Damn.
Oh no.
well.
Hey, you just earned a fate, I think, though. By failing.
It's
So-
trouble.
You run to follow Dakath, and you just accidentally step right into this sludge on the ground, and it almost like ooze, like just begins flinging itself onto you and like climbing up your leg, and it's essentially giving you a superficial wound currently, so you can go ahead and mark one of those, and you feel it just like draining your life force from you with like negative energy.
I tried to Legolas. I'm sorry.
Lenora,
Raises her hand forward, and it glows, like the veins start to glow like they're burning, because she's starting to develop these stigmatas. And she's calling on Holy Mother Asher to hinder the dragon thing, which is an Ob 4 faith test.
4, right? Yeah.
But you should tell me what happens if it doesn't work.
If it doesn't work, the let's see. If it doesn't work, Gwynmira is going to rush in and try to get past the dragon, and it's going to focus its attention on her.
Okay. Okay, I gotta protect this girl that I have no beliefs over, but I think it's very important.
Well, I like it because
I think it's
it's
very
it's
no, it's very important to her.
it brings
Like,
in another character's belief, like puts him
I
into a
mean it.
situation.
I'm being serious. Like,
Oh, no, I
this
know
is
you are.
like
No, I know.
one of those things that's like she's will die to protect this girl now because it's important to Ivo. All right, let's do this. Oh, we did it! Just barely.
Every roll today just barely.
It is hindered for 3 actions.
Wow, that's pretty good. Do you want to tell us what that looks like? Like, what does Asher do to hinder it?
So this thing is made of wood, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like the vines that it's kind of constructed of, they start to burn red, like the burning veins in her hands.
That's cool. As that happens, Loop emerges from the forest alongside the old woman. And before you, you see a very large wood and like hulking plated dragon and your friends attempting to battle it.
Cool.
What do you do first?
I think to myself, in my mind, what's that? If only I had some way to tell. And then I would like to roll Shadows of the Forest wise to just know everything about this thing. Just I want to know everything. What is that thing? Tell me about it. It seems cool.
Okay. Well, remember, Wises, you get to tell us a fact, so you could like create a weakness in it or something.
That's even better. You know what this giant thing made out of wood is weak to?
Swords?
Probably water,
I'm gonna say fire.
poison gas.
Well, I'm gonna say fire and maybe swords that are on fire. Maybe gods of fire. Maybe worshippers of gods of fire. All those things it's weak to. What is that a wise obstacle of?
Yeah, me.
Oh, holy shit. I actually have a shit ton of forks for this.
This would be Ob 7. Bizarre or obscure.
7, you say?
Yep.
Okay. I mean, that's just the anatomy of a thing in the forest. That's not even... Is that bizarre? Alright, sure. I'll take it. What am I about to do? Okay.
Well, I guess that's when you put it that way. Ob 3 details.
I like details. Details sounds good.
Because Ob 4
who
doesn't
is-
really make sense either. It's kind of weird.
Oh, let me look at Wises real
But
quick.
I like details. That seems to make the most sense, honestly. With the, like you said, you're picking fire against wood.
Yeah. All right. I am rolling Shadows of the Forest wise, aka my What's in this forest wise. And I am forking in observation. Landlord wise. Anatomy. I don't know, was philosophy? I feel like philosophy. The fact that fire burns wood, I've literally been talking to an old lady about fire burning wood for the past hour and a half. This counts. That counts. I'm putting it in. There's has to be some symbology in this about the fire worshippers burning a dragon of wood. Come on. I don't know. Can I get a whole civilized in here? Probably not. And always astrology. So, observation, symbology, anatomy, observation, symbology, anatomy, landlord-wise, philosophy. Is that good?
Yeah, I'll let landlord-wise be bastardized for this one. It kind of.
I mean, it's the lord of the land.
I know why you picked it, and it's funny enough that I'll allow it this time.
Yeah, all right, cool. And always astrology, because why wouldn't I? What is my failure consequence?
That's a good question.
Listen, there's a
Failing-
dragon. Come on, you can do it. I believe in you.
Well, if you fail, you will simply find that it has no weakness, and that its hide is actually more impressive than you could ever imagine.
I hate that the most. I'm still gonna roll. All right. Yes.
A creature brought about by Auntie. Wow. If you'd failed, it would have been just really pathetic against a 3.
You guys see that 10 right there? I just wanna. Turns out spirits are pretty good, guys. Just saying.
Is it just not showing all the dice? How did you get 10 successes?
Yeah, I see.
That's not right. That's just straight up not right.
No,
I
I mean,
see
you still succeeded, but it's kind of.
Yeah.
it says that.
This is
Did
on
it double it?
10 dice, right?
Yeah, and I re-rolled twice for the.
I think
6?
the math is just being funky, but you still succeeded. But
Yeah.
I think this the interface is starting to get funkier the more cool pictures we add.
I'll see if there's an update. There could just be an update in the system.
Alright. Cool.
Okay, so
Yeah, that wood dragon. It's vulnerable to fire. Like so vulnerable. Like wow, why'd they make it out of wood? Just like seems like an oversight. And then I would like to spirit mind in this lost and forgotten place, if that's okay.
what is
that
your
okay?
thought on spirit binding? Well, I'll say quickly. You pause at sight of this thing to assess it, and Laureen just continues on trudging forward towards it. And you're probably like 100 feet away from Lenora, and so a little further than that from the actual dragon. And so I don't know if anyone else would actually see them approaching. They came in like from the side. So go ahead and tell us what you want to do with spirit binding.
I would like to set its face on fire with the torch that I'm carrying this entire time. And I think I can do that. That's what I would like to do. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's gonna be real bad for me.
Straight up harm.
Yep,
Harm with fire.
straight up hard with fire.
Flame is power plus 2.
Mm-hmm.
Roll dice of fate to determine damage. Sure.
Yeah.
Spirit strength. What do you want the spirit strength to be?
I think I can. I don't got any of my cool bonuses here, so I think I'm just gonna go with like a 3 + 1 and just hope I roll well. Okay, let me see. Landlord, observation history.
You mean 3 + 2?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go with 4. Spirit with 4. So at the end of this, it's gonna be 5. Yeah. Yeah, I got a deed, so I'll just re-roll everything. Yeah. It's a 4 power spirit, but I have to like get it to go over to it, so that's another one. Do I have penalties because this is in fight?
No.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
You're like not really in the fight. You're observing the fight.
Yeah, I'm way back here.
You're about
No one
there.
even knows I'm here. Yeah, I'm about to do stuff. And no. Where's my spirit binding? There it is.
I mean, we'll know pretty quick if this thing like lights up on giant flames.
Yes. I don't know. Would observation count in your estimation? I think anatomy would. Landlord would. Da-da-da.
You're forking
Philosophy,
into your spirit
yeah.
binding.
Yes. I'm forking into my spirit binding. Always astrology, always dull flame. Yeah, would observation fork into my spirit binding? Because I'm just spirit binding.
I would allow observation, but did you say you're doing landlord wise?
Yeah, would you like that not to be a thing? Because he's the
Yeah.
landlord?
Not
Okay.
in this case.
Uh,
It made sense to
philosophy,
gain
you okay with-
information, but this is like your communion with the spirits to get them to do something for you at risk of retribution, basically. So
okay, yeah. Anatomy, I think, makes sense because I'm like targeting a part of its body. Philosophy, again, I am using fire to burn wood. I feel like that's philosophical. There's no symbols, there's no right. I'm not circulating. This isn't wholesale wise. Yeah, okay. There is no help. I don't have bonus die because I'm doing my optional dice modifiers because I got that to work. I am using my last persona, and my obstacle is 5. I am rolling how many dice? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 10. I'm rolling 10 dice. Let's do this. Do I have any failure consequence besides normal severe binding failure consequences?
I'm debating if they're already enough. Yeah. If you fail, Loreen is going to join the fight.
I don't think she's going to be on our side, guys.
I'll say. I'll actually. I'm gonna rephrase that. If you fail, Loreen is going to become very offensive.
Okay. I'm down with this. Let's roll these bones. That's a lot of 3s. Oh
Please be
shit,
the
that's a
one
lot of
roll
3s.
You fail. Why is it doubling?
Yeah, the math is. Yeah, I think I succeeded. Like,
I saw a lot of successes there.
No, you've only.
yeah,
got,
I did too.
You got 3 successes, and 9.
Yeah, but there's another 6.
Yeah, this thing is like just being wacky.
I don't know.
Because the physical dice, like appeared to have a lot of successes.
Yeah.
I saw all 3s and 1 and 2s.
Yeah, I saw a bunch. Whatever. I'll re-roll with deeds. This is happening. That's my opinion.
So it's weird because this time the dice didn't show up on either of my screens, but it showed me the test this time. And the dice were right on the last one with your shadow wise or shadow of the forest wise.
Yeah, I think the success is just plain wrong.
Well, the successes
think
is
that's what's
counting how
happening.
many dice you rolled, and then it's
Yeah.
rolling 2 more for some reason.
Yeah, it's weird
each
though because
time.
I saw 4s, and there's no 4s on the list.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm re-rolling with deeds. And just
Yeah. Go for it.
Let's
You're
see
probably
what it
gonna.
is, yeah.
yeah, there. Of course.
We don't know what's going on, but
I got enough.
It's did the same thing twice. That is so strange. Okay, so. Okay, really? Jesus.
I think the first one. I think I just double clicked. I think that's
I
all
think
that
you
happened. I just double
double-clicked.
clicked.
Yes,
Yeah. All right. So
you
three.
ended up with 10 successes.
Yeah. I'm just gonna put all of that into damage, and just not get retribution. That I think that's what's happening.
If you exceed the obstacle, the margin of success reduces the spirit for purpose of retribution. The margin
Yeah,
of success
I got-
reduces it to 0. There is no retribution.
Yep.
And you got over that. Okay, cool. So just roll a die
Da-da-da.
of fate. I think there's a button on
Yeah,
your
cool.
character sheet.
I think there's a button right here. Just do that. Yeah, roll. Why did I roll 2? What? All right, whatever. It's
It's
a
everything you roll is
small
like
one.
really messed up right now. That's so weird.
Yeah, I think it's my mouse actually. I think I get 3 because I exceeded it by more than enough.
Yeah, if you succeed, I think it's margin 3, you get an extra 1 to the die of fate. And you
Yeah,
exceeded
so
it,
I think
you'll
I
have
get 3, which is like mid, which it would be 6-ish, right? Damage of fire, whatever fire damage you think is. I could have gone way more, and I probably should have. Yeah, whatever. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, so let me. All right, B6 is marked. Dakath, what are you gonna do next?
So
The beast appears to be like blinded by these tiny sparks of fire, if I recall what Lenora said.
um
And it seems to be kind of like trying to shake them out of its eyes.
No, they're like vines of fire that are
Oh, yes.
binding it to the earth. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. Yeah.
okay. I'll try and cut its wood throat, I guess. Or pierce through its chest. Let's try and pierce its wooden heart. No, I'll go for the throat.
Visibly, everything you see appears to be equally armored when you're down. Like right now, you're kind of standing next to its enormous maw as the vines are pinning it to the ground.
I mean, is its eye exposed?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of where all of the fiery vines are.
I mean, we can treat it like
I'm
a
gonna try it.
normal attack. Like if you just roll
I'm
your
gonna try and
sword,
get up. Yeah. Okay.
because then I can choose. You can choose. You have to use extra successes to move it, like where you want to strike it. If you're gonna just
So I
stand on
gotta-
the ground.
Bonus die from the blessing.
The blessing just
And-
makes sword open-ended, doesn't it?
Well, I blessed him to give him 1+1d,
Oh, I'm sorry.
and then the
And the
sword is
song.
open-ended from the
The
magic.
song, yeah.
And remind me, call on traits, reroll failures?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Let's see. Can I fork anti-wise and faithful?
I think you're only opening faithful. You don't actually have it yet.
I thought, okay, it's on there open.
Oh, it's an attribute. It's not a skill.
Oh, okay. I need to delete that from there then and add it as an attribute. Okay. That was what it was. Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna roll it then. I saw 3 dice show up on my screen kind of weirdly, and I don't see the roll.
No, you definitely. Well,
Should we all just like log out and log
maybe
back
if we
in?
all reboot.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, thumbs up. Yeah.
Just closing and reopening the forge, you think will make a difference?
Yeah, if
It
you
very
log
well
out
could,
and log
yeah.
back in.
Let's wait until everybody's logged out, maybe.
Yeah, let me know when you're all logged out. I'm out.
I am also out.
Okay, we're good.
Okay, yeah, I've logged
Everybody-
out.
I think everybody's
Fully.
out.
Like
Okay.
logged out though, not just leaving the window.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Oh, I might need to fully log out then. Yeah, I was just closing the window.
Are you logged out now?
Yeah, everybody can go back in. Let's see if it helps. Nick, just re-roll your sword and let's see what it does.
I saw 4 weird dice this time, and not an actual roll.
Hey, is your dice rolls set to public rolls out of
1,
curiosity
2,
down
3.
in the chat window?
Yes.
Yeah, it stayed. It stayed on my screen that time at least. It looks like you got a 6, a 5, and a 4.
I saw 2 4s, a 6 5, and 2 4s.
I roll more than that many dice, though.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
there were other dice. I was counting the successes.
I see
wasn't-
7 dice. Is that how many you would have rolled?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So you have 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 4, 5, 6. What were you even doing again? Annoying.
It's a sword
Trying
roll.
to stab the dragon,
Oh,
yeah,
right. I
but
hate that it's not working.
yeah, in the it's open. It should be open-ended as well. So did you say there were?
Yeah,
any
your 6
sixes?
should have re-rolled.
So that should leave me with at least 8 dice. I think. This is frustrating. Is what I think.
Just let's do this. Figure out how many rolls you need or dice you need, and then just roll it from the bar at the bottom, like /R 7d6 or whatever. Unless you think, or just do the 1. If you had 7 dice, the 1 6 should re-roll, so you can just roll a single d6. Well, at least that shows up. And 4 successes,
so
but then you get to roll
4
one more for the
successes.
open-ended.
I'm gonna use my call on trait to re-roll. Wait, how does the sequencing of this work?
The
what's
question
bet?
is, how many successes do you need to do anything? Because why waste your call on if 4 successes or 5 successes are enough to do what you want?
Great question. I don't think
Yeah.
I know
Well, it's an attack, and so the more successes you have, you'll be able to, so you attack and you get 1 success. That means you're hitting its torso. Now, to move it to a limb is 1 extra success. To move it to its head is 2 extra successes, and then anything beyond that you add to your power.
Okay, so you should re-roll 1 more. Oh, you didn't.
Well, I rolled a 1 from the open-ended.
Right, and now you could spend a fate point to re-roll 1 more 1. You wanted to.
Okay. Yeah.
Curses. So that means if you spend 2 successes. Oh, did you? What just happened? What's going
Wow.
on
So
now?
it works when I roll for you. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's obnoxious. So
That doesn't make
my...
any sense why that's happened.
Well, right now you can move it to his eye, to his head, or his eye, and
Before we get into that, if I were to use my call on trade now, would I re-roll 3 dice or 5 dice?
You would re-roll 3 dice.
Okay, it's just the
Yeah.
So you can move it to his head with 2 successes, and then you have 1 more to add to the power of your attack, right?
Yeah.
What's your add on your sword? 1, probably, right?
It's 2.
So yeah, you'll do 3 to your base.
Oh shit. I am an idiot, and I should have rolled from the sword part instead of the damn sword skill.
Oh. Yeah, I think it would just show us the info is all that really does differently.
Does this work? Yeah, and then that works.
Oh, and it works.
Well, and I also would have an extra die because of the superior quality.
All right, let's go with that because it's pretty close. And now just re-roll with
Hold on a second.
fate or whatever you did. No, you're not gonna, you didn't get 6s this time though, so it's still different. I think I'll leave it to you if you want to stick with the ones we did already.
I'd rather stick with the 4 successes. Yeah.
Yeah. With all that rolling. So.
Yeah, I could roll a d6 just to see from the superior quality. Nope.
No.
Okay.
So right now you can do a
four-
B7 without your call on. You can do a B7 to his head.
Yeah, I'm just gonna use this call on because now it's.
But he still has to take make an armor test, Ob2 armor test.
Is that I have to do that test?
He has to make an Ob2 armor test.
I'm waiting to see if you use your call on or not.
So if he hits any successes with the Ob2 armor, then it absorbs all of it.
If he exceeds 2 successes, if he gets more than 2 successes, then it doesn't get through his armor.
If I add more successes, will that affect the difficulty?
I do not think you can add to your VA. Only with this if you use the spell to increase your VA.
Got it. Okay. I'm not going to use the call on then, because I assume his dice pool for that armor is going to be pretty high. Maybe, hopefully, it's lower.
And you have 2 more attacks potentially. He's not moving for 3 actions.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
You're basically doing strike again.
Yep. Cool. Yeah.
I said something in one. Maybe it was in your rules. I looked up how VA worked and I forgot already.
It's Ob1 plus plus the VA, and then he rolls his armor dice against that obstacle.
That's right. Okay. But isn't your VA is only 1 on the sword?
Yeah.
That's what was confusing me. I was thinking it was 2. And I was like, where is this not adding up in my head? Okay.
I guess a great strike can increase the VA by 1. So
That's true if you want to use 2 actions to do a great strike.
the next 2 actions you could use to do a great strike. But this is in a weird way, this is like, in a meta way, this is us testing to find out how much armor he's got.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
So I'll just leave this one as it is, and then
Yeah.
maybe try and hit a big old alpha strike.
I'm curious.
Watch him roll like 12 armor dice or something. Oh, I see a lot of 1s.
And a 5.
So he fails,
Yep.
and he loses 2 armor dice.
And it
To the head, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
didn't automatically do it, which is annoying. Oh, it did mark damage on the head. Interesting. Okay. Cool. You have 2 more actions against this thing if you want to do them.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll from the sword this time.
You gonna do a great strike or 2 regular strikes?
Oh, interesting. Okay. What is the? Is a great strike just it takes both of those strikes, but it
And adds 1 VA.
You can add 1 to the VA, or you can add 1 to the weapon's power.
and he loses. He's only gonna have 2 armor dice on his head now.
He's only going to have 1.
He's only gonna have 1.
But he only took 1
So he
damage.
can't-
There was only
Oh,
one
no, he
success.
only took 1. Yeah, he's only going to have 2 armor dice now. So if you add to the VA, you're guaranteed to hit him.
To hit him. Versus making 2 attacks without that. I think I'd rather him roll his armor more times so that it might go
That's
down.
probably, I think that's probably the proper thing, but remember you have to get enough successes to move it to his head.
I think we'll be fine. Because I got a bunch of fate and they're open-ended. Yeah. Let's see. So I said that, but with the rerolling with fate,
obstacle
I
is-
can't do that if it's.
Obstacle is 1.
So I need at least 1 more success.
Yeah, but I don't think your 6 rerolled.
I saw it on the animation because let's see, how many dice is that? That's 8 dice. Okay, so it doesn't show
There's 9
the
dice.
reroll. Is that
It
9
doesn't
dice?
show a reroll.
It's 9 dice. Okay. Maybe because it's open-ended. Can you reroll with fate on an open-ended roll?
Yes, you get to reroll 1 of your failures,
One of my failures. Okay.
which is not open-ended. So it's better to use the call on first.
Oh, first. Oh shit. Okay. Well, I would like to use the call on. So am I rolling? I'm rolling 7 dice.
Yeah.
So there's not a call on button.
Doesn't look like it.
Doesn't seem to be.
Two
and then you
sixes.
can roll two.
Two successes.
You got two sixes, so you can re-roll those. Holy crap! You got another 6, so you can re-roll that.
Wow.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
So that's 7 successes.
7 successes.
So 1 to hit, 2 to move it to its head,
Mhm.
leaves 4 left.
Which means that the most you would, if he fails the test, he takes a B10 to his head,
Perfect.
because you can't go above it.
And you're doing. When I roll armor, it gives me an option for weapon versus armor, and I'm not exactly sure.
And he did it.
Why does it say obstacle 3 now?
Because
of
of
your
the
VA.
VA.
Mm.
Yeah.
So it,
So-
it couldn't succeed.
Correct.
Perfect.
But it didn't. But you didn't damage his armor. But you did a B10 to his head,
Yes.
All right.
which, for all we know, is like a superficial wound. So anyway, we can still act.
Yes, it is now
Uh,
everyone
oh.
else's turn to go for.
2 of us still have 2 actions left,
Yep.
or 3 actions left. I'm gonna let Ivo decide what he wants to do first.
I mean, I assume I'm trying to like free myself of the tar. I don't know if that's, yeah, I don't know what's involved, but if I can, that's step 1, and step 2 is getting in between Dakath and the threat.
You find it's not really inhibiting your movement, it just like seems to be draining you of energy and health as you run, and it's just like slowly creeping up more and more of you. And you run up to him as he does the 2 major strikes against the beast's head, right around where its eye is, but you see its whole head is just like heavily armored, this massive tree trunk, and it is still pinned down by singed and charred and embered vines. Do you want to take any action or do a skill check of any kind?
I mean, I don't know what good it would do, but if I can, like, if there's some sort of vulnerable spot to try to stab it, I guess I would try. I mean, you know, it's like, I know it's probably fruitless, but it's better than just standing here.
Yeah, give us a knife roll.
Can I use observation to try to search for a weak spot? That's all I've got.
Yeah, I like
for
that.
possible other stuff. Okay, I guess that's all I got. What was the ob? I don't even mean.
Checking. I'm pretty sure it's ob 1, yeah.
Okay, well, it's ob 2 for me because I'm hurt, I guess. So I think I failed.
How do you shrug off? Can you shrug off a thing with a fate point? A soupy with a fate point?
there's a
Is
button
that how it
for
works?
it.
I think it's Persona. It's on page like 71-ish. I'm looking.
Let's see, you have 7 fate Zero persona.
Grit your teeth is persona. Yeah, too late anyway. Yeah, just trying to do what I can, but I'm
Chopping
not
away
really
at
in
it
a
with your
position.
little knife, and it's just not, just like hitting a
Yeah.
tree, an ancient tree with a tiny knife.
Well, I was going for the eye.
Lenora?
How many actions does it take me to reload my crossbow?
It's 6 to 10 actions, a moment of peace and privacy. So, yeah,
That's in a fight, but
Yeah.
we've gotten to the moment of a fight, right? Because of
pretty
the
much. So, like,
because
if you think of it in
he's
terms of
hasted,
time,
right?
it's just, like, it's gonna take 15 to 20 seconds of you, like, pulling it out, knocking it, latching it. Basically, in that time, Laureen will be able to engage. Like, she'll reach them from across the field in the same amount of time it's gonna take you to, like, kind of reload at the same distance.
Okay. I haven't seen Loreen. I don't know who she is, correct?
You would be seeing her now, and you saw the big bird, like a geyser of flame came down and hit the dragon, and you might have looked around and seen Loop and this woman at that point, but you see Loreen now moving a bit of a ways distance off you, coming up from the side of the dragon, its left side, hobbling towards it, as far as you can tell, this old woman.
Yeah, I'm gonna reload.
Okay.
So I think that takes my. I think that's gonna take my I'm out of the sequence, right? And Dekath has one more attack, and Ivo has one more action, and I don't know what.
Well, the dragon is about to become free too, so yeah. Ivo, you could do another test just to get a knife test, because you might as well. You have the dragon.
You said make another knife test?
Yeah, the dragon is pinned, and so you're just getting free opportunities to try and do something to it.
You can make a health test to shrug off the soupy.
It doesn't have any
Oh,
persona.
I can't.
Oh no, it's a health test to
Oh, that's
to
right.
get
health
out of the
test.
super to get rid of the ob one. The persona is for a light wound, isn't it?
I don't know. You all know this stuff better than me.
Page
I forgot about the health
page
part of it.
497, clearing the cobwebs. It's an ob2 health test to reduce the superficial wound during a fight.
Yeah, that's what
Takes
shrug
two
it
actions.
off is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So can I do that, or does it require a persona?
No,
You can do that.
If you go into your character sheet under gear and combat, and then click shrug it off under your odd penalty 1.
You're in combat.
Gwynmira.
Nice.
Okay, so now I can do a knife thing. Does observation still apply?
Well, in this case, you've used both of your actions to shrug it off.
Oh, okay.
Which is still pretty helpful.
Yep.
Gwynmira rushes up to you. Lord Ivo, what are you doing? Get out of here! You mustn't get so close to it. And she's trying to, pleading with you to run.
This is where I belong. Stay back. Stay safe.
I must go. I must go. And she rushes off, and while the dragon is subdued, runs past it further down the path.
Yeah, there's no winning for me, so I don't know. I'll just stay put.
Over here.
Dekoth, you got one more sword attack.
No, he did a great strike. And that was
Oh,
all
you did?
3.
I thought you said you were gonna do more sword
yeah,
attack.
I was planning on doing more. That's why I was
That
a little
was
confused about
my
the armor
mistake.
test when you said that the VA. Yeah, it was 3 there.
Okay. In that case, well, let's see the VA. I would have a short 1 dice, I think.
You might as well just let it be then, because you did a
Yeah.
D10.
Yeah, I'm content to leave it.
Yeah.
But also, don't want to be mistruthful.
No, that was actually just totally my fault. Because I heard you talking about bringing its armor to being impossible to hit, and so I thought that's what you wanted to do. Faust has during all of this, Faust has been running around the dragon smog or the dragon sludge on the ground, and you see him coming up underneath its right arm, and as he goes to swing at it, you see his axe begins to have this almost golden aura around it, and he strikes the side of the beast. And then, Loop, what are you gonna do next?
I am going to. Did you run up? I know, I don't want to Spirit Bind again. I feel like I just did that, but I really don't have any other options besides, like, maybe hit it with an axe, but, like, I'm not gonna hit it. Yeah, I'll Spirit Bind. It's really my only choice.
Just another harm.
And I
fire.
No. Should I?
What else would you do? Anything?
I could do a weird thing and make all of our weapons be on fire. That's the thing I could do.
That would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, I'll do that. Let's see, all of us, so that'd be +3, but it's a odd 1 spirit, just making everything on fire. So 4 in total.
Okay.
Astrology, dull flames, anatomy, persuasion, wholesale, philosophy. We said philosophy was good last time, so I'm gonna do that. Yeah, that sounds right. I'll roll this. Failure consequences besides the normal fire, spirit binding ones.
No, I think during the dragon subdued phase there aren't any. Those are enough on their own for right now. You have to exceed it. If you only meet it, you still take damage. Oh, and our rolls are working again in theory. So
yeah, it didn't show the astrology dice, but it worked. All right.
Barely got the obstacle. All right. So if you meet the obstacle,
it happens, but I have retribution at some point.
What was the strength again? 3?
Ob1. I just needed a +3 to get it to affect everyone here. So everyone's weapons are now fire.
Cool.
I don't know what that means, but it's vulnerable to fire. So, these are the things I've done. That's pretty much what I've done. Yeah. I don't know what else you want me to do. I'm gonna hide. Yeah, I'll hide. And I'll look at the old lady who's about to do something weird intently. Those are the things I'm doing with the rest of my actions.
Okay. Wow, Retribution wants me. One of the best options is just steal valuable items from the player. And they're just
Yeah, and that's the one I chose. Yeah.
That's so funny. So, Ivo, you are trying to penetrate this thing's like right in between the wooded planks of its armor, and suddenly your knife becomes lit with flame. It's not quite like Asher's flame that you've seen in Dalaran, but more of a primal flame, orange and red in nature. And you notice
Can I just
that...
sort of...
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry.
No.
Just instead of stabbing, can I just sort of like rest it in a place where it might be likely to catch the wood on fire?
That's a pretty cool idea.
Like just sort of in between a scale or two, or like up underneath one.
Right up into its nostril.
Oh, if I can get in there, sure.
Gosh, I don't know what kind of roll to make for that, if any. That's just good thinking.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it'd still be knives or observation or like, I don't know. I mean, stuff wise, I keep thinking could come in handy, but I guess that's a wise. Yeah,
I
know.
do
Good
like
call.
the idea of observation because you're looking for this like crevice that you can plunge the knife into to try to catch like the inner of the dragon on fire. So I think observation's perfect for that.
Okay.
If you fail, as the dragon breaks free from the hindrance, it will grab you up into its claw and rise up off the ground, too high for anyone else to reach you.
Okay. Can I fork knives in, or is it just straight up observation?
Yeah, I think you could fork knives in because your whole thing is trying to find a space for the knife.
Okay. What's the op though? I don't know that you've said.
Yeah, I want to check one quick thing. I think we'll just use this as your oh okay. Ob 1. Oh, what just happened?
But one. All right. Well, that
Wow. So, give us a die of fate roll.
is that on the sheet somewhere, or is that just
It is
rolling
on
a
the sheet
d6
somewhere. I don't remember where. But you could just roll
Look
a
around.
d6. I'm looking for it and I don't see it.
It seems like it's so generic it might not be anywhere.
I feel like I
Yeah,
remember
okay.
it being somewhere like really obvious, and I could never find it because it was too obvious.
Yeah,
Four.
I this interface is weird.
Do you know the stats on a knife? Did you put it into your sheet?
I
Doesn't
did.
look like it. Let me look that up.
I got it. Bare fist, short sword. It's gonna be +1. So, what's your strength?
Not great, I don't
His
think.
Power is 4.
Oh, yeah, right. There isn't strength, is there?
Pow? Okay, and then you do 5 damage then, I think. But also it's fire, so whatever that means.
Right. So as this happens, do you hold on to your knife or do you let go of it once it's in there?
I mean, I guess I'm hoping to hold on to it and like get a fire started and then move to like another area.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it seems like that's not likely and leaving it in there is more likely to yield results, I'd go for that. But does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I'd have a sense of like, is it actually lighting? If it's not lighting and I need to just leave it in there, I'll leave it in there. But if it lights and I can just like, I mean, you know how it is when you're trying to start a fire and you've got like a match or something, you want to like hit a few spots if you can. But I feel like that would be sort of in the moment. I would have a read on whether it's like catching the scales on fire.
So as you like plunge it in, you see just the inside like almost begins to glow a little, and it just smells like burning wood, and it's just like smoldering heat. And your whole dagger like disappears into the creature, and it as you go to kind of like pull it out, you do see that it's just burning ember is just like created this massive gaping hole in the creature's torso. Unfortunately, even with the B5 plus that, how do it was still only superficial, but you can tell that it could be very powerful if you it did pull out like a big chunk out of it.
But did I have to leave it in there to get it going?
Nope.
Okay.
It's
Okay,
just
cool.
that you could tell if you stayed in one place longer, you could do like a lot more damage if you know. But that's how you want to use that information. It's up to you. We're back at the dragon. As you do this too, it bellows with rage, rips itself up, breaks free of its bonds. You like kind of pull your dagger out or your long knife right as it rises up, and it goes up on its hind legs, and you see it doesn't actually have any wings, but it is massive in stature, and it looms over you, and then it starts to drop and tries to plunge down its torso on top of you. So Dakath and Ivo will both need to make another agility roll to like dive out of the way of this. We're gonna call it an Ob 4 because of how big he is and how much space he covers. Two failures.
Those don't look good.
Oh dear.
Ow!
He slams
Can
down.
I hold my flaming sword up as he falls down onto me?
It's a really good idea.
I was muted. Sorry. I re-rolled with fate and I succeeded.
Yep. So Ivo dives out of the way. Dakath?
Wait a minute. Can I not dive out of the way and take the blow for Dakath if that's
Oh.
my instinct?
That's a good idea.
Did I fuck myself? Can I like
Yeah.
choose to take it instead of?
So you
Because that's my instinct.
you have such high agility. You like rush
Badass.
over and shove Dakath out of the way as the dragon falls down on you, and
I out Legolas.
Wait, but I was gonna stab it.
Yeah, he like ruined your plan, but I love it. It's so funny. Oh no, I rolled a 6. Okay,
But you can't stab it if you're getting crushed.
He was gonna try to
I
act
was
like
gonna be the nail.
a nail in the foot. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's so funny. What happened? You take
Fucking
B7.
instinct.
Take a B7 damage, Ivo. What is that for
Oh,
you?
when I shrugged off the B3 superficial, does it go to? I'm so bad at this injury shit. Like, does it just completely go away?
Yeah, it's gone.
Okay, so a B7 is the MIDI, I think it was called.
Yeah.
MIDI. Yeah. So I kind of want to think of this too. Fight is done like really quick pace. This is almost like, we'll call it epic fight, where like every action you're doing is like 15 to 30 seconds even. So it's kind of a big action you take. So Lenora, you are done reloading.
Okay.
Loreen is now approaching you. Dakath, you get shoved out of the way by Ivo as the dragon collapses on top of him, and you lie at you fall on the ground, tumbled, and you see a pair of dark boots standing just off to your side. And as you look up, you kind of slowly raise your gaze up these dark leggings and this black robe, and you see a woman, a very old and wrinkled woman with long silvery hair and pointed elven ears, standing just near you. And I guess this makes me think, you are technically still singing. When Ivo shoves you out of the way, I think we need to make a test to see if you are able to sustain it. You did an ob2, so you need to make an ob2 will. Was it will? Yeah, it's ob2.
Come on, though. He's been singing through all the shit. Would a shove really be any different than all of what he's been doing? Like,
well, he
gymnastics
failed.
all
He
over
would have
maybe-
had to because he got hit technically.
And seeing his friend get smooshed.
Yeah. If you think about his singing while attacking was completely interrupted by you shoving him to the ground and kind of abruptly interrupting the combat, so to speak. And so he just has to make an ob2 will test.
It seemed weird to me.
You said ob2 will?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's the rule. Lucas, you know sorcery. Am I right on that?
Yeah.
Yes, it would be will. Yes, if we're going by sorcery, that's elven stuff. I don't know about that, but yes,
It's
you
the
are
same
getting the
rule.
basics right.
The sustaining a spell
Oh.
song and sustaining a spell are the same.
Okay, then yes, it's will.
And Jesus Christ, you failed with 5 dice. My God.
Can I re-roll one of them with fate? Like a failure with fate? Is that a thing?
No.
No. Okay.
Wait. No, I don't think so.
No, it's only the 6s. It's call-ons and deeds, reroll success or reroll failures.
Gotcha. Okay. Well.
So you just stop singing. Your sword loses its luster, and you look like slowly raise your eyes, and standing before you is this ancient-looking elven woman. And just off behind her, you see Loop, like crouching and crying and hiding and calling upon dark fire servants to aid him.
Yeah, and my sword is flaming.
Your sword does still have, yes, it has primal fire on it, but no longer glows with elven wonderment.
I'm going to stand up and kind of dust myself off and like say the appropriate greeting in Elvish.
Maya Gavanen.
Yeah, I say that. And I say to her, I have need of your counsel, but at the moment I am indisposed. Please remain here so I may have a moment of your time.
She
And
like
then I'm gonna hit the dragon with a sword.
okay. Give us a sword attack.
Bonus dice for flaming, or is that just gonna be a damage thing?
It's a damage thing.
I'll reroll with fate this time. Oy.
Okay.
So
So
3 successes is enough to move it to its head, though.
yes, it is. And your power. That is add 2.
Maybe a B4 to its head?
Oh, there we go. And then with the fire. Okay, you strike it and pieces of wood fleeing off of it, sundered and burning, but it appears unfazed by you. And Lenora, what do you do?
I say, Asher, guide my shot, and I shoot. So Ob1 test.
With the crossbow. 3 successes.
And I got a 6, so I should reroll. So I can also move it to the head
Yep.
via
Oh,
2.
shit, I forgot to roll armor against.
My VA is 2, so its obstacle is 3 on 2 armor dice.
This will be Lenora's. And this will be Dakath's.
So that's a B8 plus whatever the burning arrow does to it.
Okay.
Because I can't. Wait, can I add to the? Can I add to the? I can add a success to the.
But it only turns it from a 3 to a 4, so it doesn't really change anything.
Oh yeah. Rats. Yeah. So.
I mean, you still did a ton of damage. You did more damage to me. You're doing great.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what additional damage the fire does.
So your arrows ring true, and you are striking the beast straight, like in the eye and in the mouth as he roars at you. And your flaming arrows appear to be just working so much more and just opening up these gaping holes in the creature that appear burned, and you can smell the rotting or the burning wood. Ivo, you just got a little crushed, and it raises itself up off of you. What do you do as it's like repositioning itself?
I mean, if my knife is still flaming, I'm going for it.
Okay.
I mean, there's no like backing off at this point. I feel like.
Unfortunately, you can't
Oh, he can't?
with a MIDI.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
no.
Well, what can I do?
Right?
Who's
If it depends. I mean,
Sorry about that.
I saw you rolling 2 dice, so I'm assuming your knife is a 2.
Yeah.
So with a MIDI, you're like minus 2D.
Does it require a persona to grate your teeth or whatever?
Yeah.
That requires healing, I think.
Okay. Well, so I mean, can I trigger that instinct and do something to kind of like protect someone in the party then, just like as a shield?
You just get right back up and jump in front of Dakath, who's like head to head with the beast.
Yeah, I mean, if he's the one kind of most under threat, which it seems like he is.
All right.
I mean, you could observe again still as well. That's what you did last time.
Right, you're just rolling at a -2.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just get in between Dakath and the wood dragon.
I mean, okay. Loop.
I'm gonna take a moment and look at it and see like how badly damaged it is.
Not as much as we need.
Do you want to roll anatomy?
I can roll anatomy. I can roll my Shadows of the Forest Rise. Which would you prefer?
Well, I'll leave it up to you. Anatomy seems to have more long-term benefits than your wise that's going to disappear
Alright.
as soon as you leave the forest, you know.
Okay, I will fork in astrology, Shadows of the Forest Rise, because of course, observation, because that makes sense.
Yep.
Accounting, pressing, wholesale, no. What is my obstacle, do you think, to like understand this thing's anatomy on a more basic level of like how hurt is it, what's its general demeanor, that type of stuff?
I think Ob 3 is reasonable for what you know about it.
All right. What is my failure consequence?
On a failure, the dragon will start to regenerate.
That sounds fun. How many dice am I rolling? I have no Artha at all. Rolling 5 dice against 3? Let's see. Can I fork philosophy into this, do you think? Because
No, I
it's
don't
a
think that makes
philosophical
sense.
monster. Alright, that makes sense.
Philosophy
Am
and
I rolling
anatomy
this?
aren't really analogous.
Okay,
Maybe in some
well.
situations. Let's see
Yeah,
what
I'll roll it.
happens.
Alright. See how bad this gets, guys.
You did it.
You get so lucky.
I did it!
So
How bad is
lucky.
this?
You see that the creature is lightly wounded and has a lot of superficial wounds. And then you hear Lorene speak. And she reaches into her robe and she pulls out this large, like palm-sized black seed. And it just looks hard as rock, almost like stone, but it's very clearly like a seed pod. And she yells...
She's gonna make more dragons.
She yells, "In the blind faith you trust, so in blindness you shall walk." And suddenly, all noise and light are suddenly wiped out around you, and everyone finds themselves in pitch black darkness. And we will end the session with that.
Oh,
The
Yay!
magic fire doesn't light our way.
I mean, I'm gonna be fine. You guys are fucked.
I actually
Yeah,
really
so we
like
should have
the-
fought the dragon.
I really like the idea that all you can see are like the flaming weapons in this pitch black darkness.
Hell yeah.
I have a bunch of Lorene quotes I'm like really excited to use as she just completely
Cool.
tears things apart. All right, let's do Artha. Artha, who wants to start with their beliefs?
I can go, because it'll be quick. These are my beliefs. I double-clicked for one, as always. For the glory of Asher, always and true, we shall walk through this grove and find any information toward the scythe. I didn't get information toward the scythe, but I am walking through the grove and looking for it, so I think I get a fate.
Yes.
Curse these woods and all its inhabitants. Where? Do I know where I am? Because I don't think so.
You know what? You can take a fate or a persona with that if you want to rewrite it slightly. Now that you met Lorene and you knew you were on your way to the heart, she was guiding you there, so you kind of know where you are, and you found your companion. So maybe take a persona and then just slightly change it to fit.
Okay. My soul burns like embers, but still burns. I will guard my companions from the oddities of the roads we've traveled. I feel like I've been doing that. That's companions. Do you feel guarded?
yes.
Okay. Can I get a fate for
Yeah.
that then?
I would call it a fate. Your whole thing is using your fire to protect them, and you immediately just started risking retribution to do so when you saw them fighting this creature.
Upon entering a new vein, beckon spirits, no. Draw a circle, then... I have a bunch of money on me. No one cares. I'm just saying. I'm very rich. No one cares that I'm rich. It's okay. Haunted didn't come up. Lost did come up. Do I get a fate for that, or is that just set dressing?
I think it's set dressing.
That's fair. And that's all me. I got a bunch of fate and a persona. Thank you very much, everybody.
It's interesting.
I
There's
needed
no benefit to Lost, which is unfortunate.
Well, I would nominate him for some humor because I thought it was hilarious, the whole pot of the fire and his whole conversation with that lady. I was chuckling the whole time.
Humor is.
Yeah, I was. I'll take it. I like free fate.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Yeah, your reactions to her
Me-
were pretty funny.
Okay, I was just like, Lady Fire's nice. Eat some food. What's going on here?
Let's see, Lenora's. We'll go up the list. Lenora, you want to go next?
Okay. I think I hit 2 of my beliefs, but, they're just the fate farms. The betrayal of Lady Amelise has enraged the Holy Mother Asher, and we must recover her holy weapon. Headed to the center of the grove. My brother may be held at the desolate grove. I will enter the heart and find out if he is within. We must deliver justice to this land, but our forces are few. I will find allies for Asher's cause. I don't think that came up, and I think I'm going to rewrite that belief to be about Gwynmira, sort of,
Yeah.
because it would be like protecting her might bring the dwarves to our side.
Can I say something? Would
Yep.
would the elven Amelie be an ally? Do you think she's an ally?
That's true.
The fake Amelies.
Yeah, the fake one.
No, I think that after you weren't there when the satyrs tried to eat us last week.
Okay.
I think maybe the elves are still an option, but not like all of these spooky things. She's like, these are not our friends right now.
Okay, and the clearly evil witch elf lady, is she your ally?
We haven't really interacted yet.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So I think that's it for me.
Instincts keep crossbow loaded and ready.
Yeah, it didn't really get me in
Oh.
trouble. It helped.
Yeah. I should have had it like throw a breath weapon at you, like you got its attention. Dang, that was a bad misplay on my part.
I thought you were gonna have the crazy lady come at me while I was reloading, the way that you described it. But, yeah, let's keep going.
Brutal, honored, and righteous. Yeah, it didn't really get you into trouble today. Ivo.
No, I mean, we didn't really have to get into a fight with her about slitting Gwynmira's throat. That's the only way that it would have gotten, it could have escalated things.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think. Yeah. So we're good.
Ivo, what are your beliefs?
I mean, keep Gwynmira safe. I felt kind of deflated because I felt like that was sort of, ruined by
Did
her.
it?
Yeah, I tried. I mean, I feel like, if she's gonna be undead, it's sort of like she's not really gonna be safe. But yeah. So I don't know if it's a fate point. I bring the
If he
insight
gives
back.
up, then it's Moldbreaker, right? But I don't feel like he's given up yet.
Well, I kind of did when didn't she just run into the forest again?
She ran off
Yeah.
towards the heart while you're all
Yeah.
fighting.
And you didn't go after her.
Yeah, that was the choice. I just was like, if she's already, like, that was the moment where I think Ivo was like, fuck it, like I'm locked into this combat protecting my friends.
Well, that does sound like Moldbreaker then.
That does sound like Moldbreaker.
Yeah.
It's,
I
think it's fine because we're kind of swapping beliefs, right?
When he literally says instincts and traits conflict with a decision that must be made. That's like word for
Yeah.
word what you just told us. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, that's total Moldbreaker.
So
Well, they
you
were-
get a persona,
Okay.
and you can either keep it or rewrite it, and just keep mold breaking if you wanted to. But it's just like you
I
have
don't-
this hope that you can do this, and it just never works out, and that you get a mold breaker point because of it.
Yeah, I don't know that I have much hope. I don't know if I'll leave it just for the next session and see where this like lycanthropy or whatever goes. I don't know. The second belief, bringing the excitement, bringing the adventure. Theoretically, but like I don't know. I feel like that hasn't been as pronounced since we've gotten into the wilderness. Put yourself between threat.
There's a lot of adventure happening. Like,
Yeah, but I don't feel like I'm bringing it. Like I feel like it's more like in town kind of vibes. The only instinct that came into play was the one I was like really leaning into, which is just like get in between a threat and your friends, which I feel like I was constantly trying to do.
Well,
So I don't know, what
let's
is
not
that
rush
fate?
ahead. You get a fate for your third belief when the opportunity arises to uncover the scythe.
How did I get a fate? I mean, I haven't seen it yet.
But that's the beauty of the Fate Farm in this situation. Is like you all have a belief that just by being in the forest looking for the scythe, you'll get a fate every session until you find the scythe, and then you get a persona. Like this is really
Weird.
how it's like designed to be almost. And so
Okay.
you get that fate, and okay, I'm gonna go on a limb here. I bring the excitement, I bring the adventure. You just told us how that's more something Ivo like portrays and embodies in the city, and it's so true that the last few sessions, like Ivo in the forest has seemed miserable, and I honestly think you should get another mold breaker for that, because you are normally this like exuberant gambler with high energy, and ever since being in the forest, you're like, you know, everything's going wrong with Gwynmira. Everything's going wrong in general. You're now fighting a dragon. You have like Ivo has been like a little sullied. You dealing with the old man like brought out the worst in him. So I would honestly give you a persona for mold breaking that also.
I don't know. I don't really accept that. I don't feel like Ivo's
If it wasn't
designed.
active, then yeah, you can reject it. You can reject it.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I just feel like the story is moving in a direction where Ivo isn't as active, and that's okay to some degree. But like, I'm not. It's not like a deliberate thing. I'm like choosing to like role play, if that makes sense. So it seems like I don't feel like I deserve the persona for that.
Sure. I mean, the forest has lasted a lot longer than I expected it to. Playing only 3-hour sessions kind of does that. It's extending some of these more dungeon-esque settings. Because, like, I feel like in Eger, like, that's exactly what Ivo was built to do, is, like, socialize and be political in a way and gamble. And so it's just like, yeah, he's out of his element, which is why I kind of saw that as mold breaker, is just more being out of your element. But I know it's late for y'all, so I don't want to hyper focus on too much. Any character traits get you into trouble?
Well, do I get a fate for the instinct?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Because that one was like the only one I kind of was like leaning into. I don't know. I mean, my traits, the little crazy kind of stuff, you know, theoretically comes up. But
I think
again, it doesn't feel
I think anyone watching you thought you were a little crazy to continuously follow your instinct to such
Oh yeah.
insane degree.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely crazy.
But I mean, but the same behavior can get 2 fate?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it.
Okay.
Because you
All right.
you weren't even trying to attack him. You're like rushing up there and just like taunting the creature to like draw its attention away from Dakath while Dakath like tries to kill it, and that's.
I mean, I
pretty
couldn't
crazy.
do anything. I mean, I was worthless. Like my crossbow wasn't going to serve much purpose. I mean, otherwise I have a knife. It was like the moment where I'm like, I wish I had an axe like a normal dwarf.
Why wouldn't the crossbow serve a purpose?
I don't know. It just didn't feel like against a giant wood dragon it would do that much. But also like to stop and load would have been a pain. And like that's when I was like, shit, that instinct would have been handy too. And
Oh,
that's
right.
I had put myself between the threat and my friends in place of that instinct to have my arbalest loaded. So maybe I'll slide that into another slot.
Cool.
Dakath.
Legolas.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, Legolas, coming at you again with another cool video.
Yeah, my first belief is to confront the lore master. Definitely did. Well, going to do that. So I think of fate. Working towards finding the scythe. I don't know if I would get a fate for my third belief, which is to support Lenora's rise to the appropriate station as Asher's chosen.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I did not hide from a fight.
You did not. That definitely got you in trouble.
Yeah, we're fighting a dragon and we're losing to a dragon. So,
Well, now it's dark. I assume it's dark for the dragon as well, hopefully. Preserve my elvish arms and armor. I don't know if that got me in trouble, really. Never hide who I am. Arguable?
No, because I think
Depends
that's
on-
more like if you get in trouble for becoming known as Amelisa's bodyguard, if you're recognized in that fashion. Or just
Well,
for being an elf, maybe even.
Yeah, that's, I guess, up to your discretion if this lady fucking hates me.
Oh, that's true.
It's like, who's this fucking Ethark ass kisser?
I don't think it's come into play yet. I think if you continue to speak to her, it will definitely come into play.
Yeah. That's kind of what I figured. Character traits are born under silver stars, fair and statuesque, fealty to Asher, I suppose if we're changing that, and paranoid.
Yeah,
I don't
and
know that any of those.
I think, well, your fealty kind of triggers in the same way as your never hide from a fight. It just happens to be a fight in the name of Asher this time, so I think you'll get 2 fate.
Get 2 fate next time, or get one?
No, like your fealty triggered because the smart thing was to run away, and your fealty as well as your obstinance
Oh, the never
forced
hide from a
you
fight. Yeah,
to
okay.
approach and try to fight this thing. So you get 2
Gotcha.
fate points for it.
Perfect.
Any workhorse? The closest I can think is Ivo's continuous like putting himself in between, but that's not really what workhorse is intended to be used as.
I don't know
mean,
that there
I
was
think
a
the problem
Sorry.
is we're all workhorsing
Yeah, it's
using our
tricky.
various abilities to like try and get over what's going on.
Yeah, I agree kind of in the inverse that no one really stood out in that way, whether it's because we all are or no one is.
It's kind of the same with MVP. It's like,
Well, I would nominate Lucas for MVP because like the fire magic stuff was pretty huge.
Yeah.
that's true.
I mean, that-
unironically, I think getting the wise was the smartest thing I did that entire session.
Yeah, I was going to bring up the wise as well to be able to say, yes, this thing has a very specific weakness.
That's
Actually-
called right skill, right time, and he gets a
Okay.
fate point for that.
Yeah. Right skill, right time. Honestly, I think embodiment too. Like, your portrayed insanity after being lost for days, and then your conversation with Laureen, and everything you said was very much Loop's exact responses as they would have been.
All right, I'll take more stuff. Don't have to tell me that's a persona and a fate.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
And we're maybe 1 session away from being done with the Grove. See what happens next, I guess.
Yay!
Oh, that'll
goodness.
be a deeds point too when we finish this arc.
Maybe this time I won't waste it on absolutely nothing.
Yeah, same.
That's
I
not.
guess
a
it was
waste
important
because
to know.
the-
Yeah.
Yeah, your epiphany deeds. You have to have 3 deeds on a skill for epiphany. So pick what you want, and you're like, that's what you use your deeds on.
Yeah, well, I picked, and I knew I was going to pick that, so
Mhm.
whatever.
Well, because you did.
What I
swords,
should have
didn't you?
done if
Yeah, I did sword.
Yeah, so yeah, gray shade that sword ASAP is kind of the goal.
I got my spirit binding, and I did 6 damage to a dragon. Was that even enough to do superficial?
It was, yeah, it did superficial.
Okay, thank you.
Um,
I spent a deeds point on that shit.
actually, B6 is the first level of superficial.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, you know what? It's better than when I used my deed on that troll and had like a billion successes, and he just said, "Nah, dog," with his armor.
Nice.
Why? Oh, Loop, did you miss that final battle? I can't remember.
I did. Yeah, I missed
Oh,
3
man.
sessions.
The
It really
troll-
sucked.
The troll had 6 armor dice, white shaded armor. It was just so fun to watch Dakath run up to him like so confidently and just do absolutely nothing and then just die. And
Yeah, it was
and
fucked
then-
up. I mean, because my attack was like fucking beautiful, dude. It was like
it was like 12 or 13
Poetry in
successes.
motion.
Like she got
Yeah.
like a million successes. It was so sad.
yeah.
That's such a dick move. So great, though.
So awesome.
Also, I just saw Dakath's photo, and I just realized it is literally, it's AI-driven 2 horses, right?
Yeah, it's just like shitty AI art, but it came out
Yeah,
like
cool.
so like perfectly. This weird tarot look to it, and I just thought it was so funny.
Yeah.
Just terrible. That one I might have actually found when I googled. I can't remember now. Can't remember.
All right, gang, I gotta go.
Yeah, me too.
That was a lot of fun. So we'll schedule. We'll assume 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, let's keep trying for
Yes.
every 2 weeks. That's how I'm kind of setting it.
It should be good for me.
Yep.
Cool. All right. That was a lot of fun. Thanks, everyone.
Night, everybody.
See you.
Later.